For more than a decade, Europa Sports has been recognized as a leader in the world of sports nutrition, supporting hundreds of top-name brands and tens of thousands of gyms and outlets. Europa is led by CEO and founder Eric Hillman, a man who has his hand on the pulse of the sports nutrition industry. Eric is uniquely positioned to speak on the trends, the challenges, and the future of sports nutrition. And here's the news flash. The future is mat sports, and the fastest growing mat sport is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Strength and conditioning and performance nutrition are the new frontiers in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They are the key to enhanced performance, as tomorrow's athletes will be bigger, stronger, and have more endurance than ever. The world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu opens up a whole new and growing market of athletes to the sports nutrition industry. But making a prediction and acting on it are two very different things. Europa Sports is leading the way and has teamed up with Dollamur Mats to create the Dollamur Europa All-American Tour, which hosts grappling, wrestling, judo, karate, and CrossFit events in major cities across the country. JiuJitsuMania met up with Europa's Eric Hillman and Dollamur's Scott Templeton at a recent event to bring you more on how the future of sports nutrition and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu are being joined together.
Well, 8 years ago, Ed and Betty Pariso came to me and said, Eric, we really want to pull together a competition that complements our 17 years of putting on bodybuilding and fitness events. And because Europa supplies the industry, which is the mom and pop gyms, health food stores, the major chain accounts, we realized that we could bring all of our vendors together to help support an expo like this. So what we did was 8 years ago when Ed and Betty came, we said we're going to change this to the Europa expos to bring everybody in, and that really set the platform for being able to have a larger event. When Scott came in, we brought in the grappling tournaments because we realized that it wasn't just the bodybuilding alone that needed to bring it, because the growing sport is the mat sports. That's the next wave of where the supplement companies who help support this industry, we realized that's where the growth of the industry is going to be, is on the mat sports. We realized that's where the growth of the industry is going to be, is on the mat sports. And that's why we started moving more into the Dollamur Europa mat tours that you'll start seeing in the future.
And how's the reception of this event been?
Phenomenal. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. What's neat, it's becoming a destination point across the country as opposed to just a local, right? Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, and you understand now there's 4 of these events. Right. It's not just a Dallas event, Orlando, it's now Hartford and Chicago. So I mean, it's expanding really right now nationwide to where competitors don't have to travel 900 miles to go to a show. They can now travel within a car drive in most instances to get to compete.
And for example, the USA Judo event, the mat event, it's a Olympic qualifier this weekend. The USA Judo Senior Nationals, we have people literally from all over the country that potentially could make their way to the Olympic teams. We have opportunities for the weekend athlete and the aspiring, Olympic team member, which is unique.
Yeah.
So for grapplers and JiuJitsuMania audience members, when they're looking for a tournament, who are you partnering with to put on these grappling events?
Primarily through what we call, the national governing bodies, NGBs. Sometimes we go local, and a lot of times we go all the way to the top. USA Judo, for example, USA Wrestling. We work with NAGA, Grapplers Quest, from the top down. Usually with the national governing body, we work our way down from there.
Great. Now, who are your key sponsors for the grappling part of the event?
Primarily Dollamur. We sponsor all the tournaments, throughout the country. We work closely with just about every school. Dollamur does the majority of the sponsorships on the mat. We work with HDNet Fights. We work with a number of companies. Now we're working with, fortunately, we're bridging the gap between the supplement companies. Some of the top vendors in Europa are now getting in sponsoring the mat events.
What does the future hold for this event? What do you got going on for the rest of this year as well as 2012?
Bigger? I don't know. Can we get any bigger? It's scary, right?
Well, and you know what? And really, this is our kickoff show for the year. We have Hartford that comes up in July. We have our Dallas event, which happens in August. And then our newest event, which is the FIBO Europa Dollamur show, which will happen at the last weekend in September, which is a brand new show for us this year. So that's just to finish off 2011. 2012 is when we start the Dollamur Europa mat tours, which is just going to explode from that point. We're hopefully looking at Phoenix potentially as being a kickoff spot. But again, I mean, we're looking at a full mat tour starting next year. It's growing by leaps and bounds. Don't miss what the sport needs, and that's more participants to make it a growing event every year. Because again, without support from the athletes, the industry can't grow. And we've seen it being in the industry for 25 years. In the fitness industry, we've seen what participation does to a sport, especially when you talk about at this level. So compete, have fun, enjoy the time. Orlando's a great spot. Hartford's a great spot. Dallas is an incredible spot, and Chicago in September can't be beat.
Right. Great. All right, JiuJitsuMania, thanks you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, great. Thanks. See you guys at the next show.